enjoying watching y'all men get humbled. You know how y'all used to like to watch women get humbled on Kevin Samuel's show? I'm loving watching y'all get humbled by these women turning down wanting to marry y'all. I love it. I'm living for it, right? Because y'all been holding this marriage thing by hostage, right? Y'all really thought that y'all had a leg to stand on when it came to it, and that you could dangle it over women's head like a carrot, and they was just gonna be jumping and trying to grab to get it, right? A lot of y'all just a good time. And that's what y'all get confused. You're just a good time boy. You're a fun boy, right? But you get that confused. Like an old head like Tyrese, you got that confused that you was a fun boy. You bring somebody clout. You got money. You're a fun experience. But to settle down? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. These young girls ain't trying to settle down with y'all old heads. And y'all really having to realize what the truth is.
Hi, you guys. So I know I said I wanted to touch on this Tyrese and Zelle's recent breakup. Well, it's a little older now, but I'm gonna put the video up anyway. I thought what the lady is saying in the video, I agree. I definitely feel like there's an element of men, in particular black men, that are out here using this marriage conversation and dangling it, to get what they want out of women, right? With the whole submissive conversation and all the rest of it. In particular here on YouTube, it's definitely, she's right about that. They're definitely trying to influence, and I think a lot of them are hoping that they're influencing a lot of these younger women, and they're learning that they're not influencing them. Because here's the thing, and she said it, she really kind of nailed it, to be honest. That's why I I wanted to put her in this video. She nailed it. And it's also the thing that this young woman, if she can pull Tyrese, she can go pull somebody else as well. And she understands that. And she probably was already pulling, these athletes and whomever out here anyway, even before she started dating Tyrese. So there is no urgency for her, right? In particular for someone like her that's that young, and she's dating men who are all in these tax brackets, right? So if you're trying to say the goal is to marry a man who brings stability, that's something that she has time to find. She doesn't have to rush into that with just someone that she's not comfortable doing that with. And I don't blame her. I would not allow anyone to, in her situation, I wouldn't allow someone to make me feel like I need to give up a peaceful place, right? Within myself, and then just in life. Like, why would she do that just to say that she's married to someone, or just to say she's married to a celebrity? And so it's that part. Now let me say this, however, even with all of that, that we're saying, or I'm saying, I don't know that I believe that was the real reason why they broke up. So I want to make sure that I make that clear. I don't know that I necessarily believe that. I find that he's using the same line that was used in that Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey situation as well, right? Where they're trying to make it sound as if these young women are not ready for marriage. And so you kind of take whatever happened in the relationship, because it wasn't put out here, whatever happened, you kind of take that off of these men, and you put it on these young women, right, who really are not these huge brands in Hollywood or in the music industry or athletes or whatever, right? So you kind of take the responsibility a little bit off of them, and you put it on these girls, and you make it sound as if, they were not ready to settle down, right, with some guy that's 20, 30 years older than them. And so, yeah, that's what I think. Because based on what she was saying, she was making it sound like it was more of a personality conflict, of her just not being able to deal with each other. I'll word it that way. That they just were not getting along. That's the way she makes it sound. And she said, even in one of these statements, that she just don't want to make him look bad. And so she won't even go into what really happened, right? And then you see her say a couple times that people need to learn how to deal within themselves, and then they can deal with other people. with the issues that are going on within themselves. That's what she said. And then they'll know how they'll be able to deal with other people. And then he came and put a little voice note up, which I'm going to play at the end of this video because I really didn't know where to even throw it in. But he's kind of answering what she said, because she said in her stories what I just said about people need to deal with themselves first. And then once you deal with yourself and you get comfortable with you, in love with yourself, then you can love somebody else. And that's pretty much what she was saying. And so he kind of answered, I don't know. I think that Tyrese, when it came from out of that marriage to the Black Queen, remember, he was just married to her, and he made that sound like that was forever thing. And then so you're coming out of that marriage, and then you jump right into this relationship. And so he probably wasn't even ready to move on from that relationship, right? You know, he probably didn't really process what happened between him and his wife. Instead, he just jumped into the next relationship, and here we are. But to be honest, like I said, I don't know that we really know what happened. I don't know if that marriage was the real breaking point for them. I think I will, as a woman, and just with Tyrese's track record, with his track record, I tend to believe her. I think that it was more complicated than what he would like people to believe. And that's because he comes off very complicated anyway. I don't know. And then he was saying all kind of stuff that I just couldn't even follow. I don't know what he was talking about. It sounded like it had absolutely nothing to do with nothing, but he just wanted to post some big, huge story. That's how it came off. But he wanted to make it sound as if she wasn't ready and that she was just using him. And, I think in situations like that, when these guys are 45, 50, 60, and you're trying to date these very, very young women who could be dating very, very young men who have money as well. They don't necessarily have to date someone older than them to get to the money, because they could be dating some of these very young athletes and stuff. And like I said, she probably was already dating people even before she met Tyrese. And so I don't really know that I believe she was even using him for clout. But I digress. But at the same time, it's an even exchange, right? That's how I see that. It's an even exchange, and these men need to go ahead on and acknowledge that. And maybe she didn't want to marry someone who she didn't feel, was really in a stage of life that she was in. And so we don't really know what was going on, if it was a conversation about marriage. But I just would imagine with him coming out of a marriage, that he really wasn't trying to move into another one. I think that, like I said, that's like a PR line. Oh, she wasn't ready to get married. But to make it sound like you were such a good guy, you wanted to make her, you wanted to do the right thing by her and make her a wife, right? That's how it really comes out, even with the Michael B. Jordan situation. And I said that in that video as well. It was very PR. It's giving PR. Okay, it's giving PR stunt. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about all of this. How do you feel about all of the stuff he was putting out there? I'm sure a lot of it you guys probably have already read on the blogs. And if you were reading what she had to say in exchange with the stuff that he, exchanging words with him about what he was putting out there, because obviously he is a celebrity, and so these blogs are going to pick up what he's saying more than they're going to pick up what she had to say. But she did state, that it wasn't that. It was more, it was something else, that she really don't want to make him look bad. So that kind of leads me to believe that it was something going on conflict-wise, maybe personality clashes. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
If you have never been 100% completely honest out loud, then you have never been yourself in the presence of anyone.